What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. Today, I thought we'd do something a little bit different, man. You know, the best and worst of the Emirates era. I've even turned up in the. I don't know if you guys remember this old school shirt, man. I used to love this shirt, and then we went to Old Trafford and got annihilated 8-2 in this shirt, so I don't wear it too often. And we signed Arteta as a player the day after as well, so maybe that was the beginning of the end, people. But hey, who knows? Big up to everyone. Hope you're well. So we'll do the best and the worst of the Emirates era. We'll have a brief talk about yesterday's game as well. People saying the mic sounds a bit off. Does it sound a bit off? Let me check. Hopefully that sounds better. Right, let me know. Does that sound better, people? Does that sound better? Does that sound better? Let me know. I was on the wrong microphone then. How does it sound, people? Let me know. Better? There we go. Yeah, I was on the laptop mic. Apologies, people. I bet that sounded crazy, didn't it? Right, yeah, we're back, people. We're back. Yeah, we're gonna do the best of the Emirates and the worst of the Emirates as well. And we'll have a brief look over yesterday. I don't really want to talk too much about what's happening at the moment because there isn't a lot happening at the moment. So doing a show today just didn't really feel like doing a show based on that. We will quickly look over it though. Yeah, on time, on time. I looked at this yesterday, by the way, and I thought this could be a gift and a curse, people. This could be a gift and a curse. Marino, once again, by the way, balling out for Spain. Every time I watch this guy play for Spain, the guy's balling out, scoring goals left, right, and centre. Late runs into the area, the box crasher that they call him. The guy can't stop scoring. Then I sat there and I went, uh-oh, you know what that means, don't you? Arteta's going to start him against Fulham. I can see it happening. He scored a hat-trick in the last international break and he started him in midfield. Now, we're probably going to end up starting him in midfield at Fulham. I suppose the question is, why does Marino look so good for Spain and so average for Arsenal when he plays in midfield, by the way? When he plays in midfield. Up front, he's been good for Arsenal. I watch him play midfield for Spain. I'm like, yo, that guy, if he played 38 games for Spain, he'd probably score about 20 odd goals. The guy can't stop scoring. For Arsenal, he doesn't look the same player. Is that the league? Is that the tempo of the game? Is that Arteta's system? Is that because he plays more defensive for us? Is that because for Spain he's allowed more freedom to get forward? There has to be a question. Why does Marino not look like the same player in an Arsenal shirt as he looks in a Spain shirt? I don't know. That's a question for the community. I know Lawrence is a big fan of him. Listen, for Spain, totally different player. Doesn't have to defend as much, gets the ball early, third man runs into the area. But for Arsenal, he looks a lot more. Yeah, he plays like Sharoy for Arsenal, real talk. Angel said he has a free role at Arsenal, he has instructions. Seems like a lot more freedom when he plays for Spain to get into the penalty area, which makes a big difference. That kit gives me Henry Sunderland away vibes. Yeah, the side foot volley at the Stadium of Light. You know, but yeah, it's interesting. It is interesting why he looks so good. But will he play on the weekend? You're right, Curtis. He's a baller for Spain. He's bang average for Arsenal. I think it's the system again. I think it's the system. Marino up front, a Swedish Bobby Zamora. Remember Zamora? QPR and West Ham and all them teams. Quick word on the Rice Caicedo battle. They're different players. Like, I've seen a lot of argument. They're both very good. They're different. I know they're compared, but I do think they're different. I think they'd be incredible together. Imagine if we'd have got both of them. Um, Rice has got the set pieces, which are unbelievable. Caicedo is high tempo, high energy. I wouldn't swap Rice for Caicedo, but then Chelsea probably wouldn't swap Caicedo for Rice. I don't know. It's different, but I definitely I'm happy with the one we got out of the two. I think Declan Rice will be an Arsenal legend if we win major trophies. I could see him playing for Arsenal for the next 7, 8 years. I really could. Um, North London Sounds, love that kit, Curtis. Been trying to get my hands on that with Henri 12 on the back for a while. Love the badge. Yeah, like I said, man, I loved this kit when it came out, and then we got smashed. And then the rest of that season, I had to watch Benayoun and Arteta and Mertesacker and all these guys wearing it. So very quickly, the kit sort of fell down in the estimation. And like I said, losing at 8-2 against United will definitely do that to you. He's a baller's baller, literally how I'll coach my future kids. So technical, very good player, but we've got to learn to get more from Marino, because he looks like a 50, 60 million pound midfielder for Spain. He looks like a 10 million pound midfielder for Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? He looks great when we play him up front, but I don't like the badge. Nike cheaped out. Yeah, what was the badge all about? 1886, 2011. Yeah, it was centenary or 125 years or something. Big up to Denz. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you are well. Like I said, people, apologies for the sound at the start. I started the stream using the laptop microphone. I didn't even realize, so I probably sounded like I was in a submarine at the start of the stream, people. But we got there in the end. And of course, it's actually been quite a good international break for Arsenal. Imagine that 8-2 loss on social media. Oh, mate, the manager would get sacked. The manager would get sacked. Lawrence said De La Fuente said Marino is the same level as Rodri and Pedri. Is that respected in Spain? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think he's getting carried away there. Them two are a whole nother level. One's a Ballon d'Or winner. Pedri, for me, is one of the best centre mids in the world. But in a Spain shirt, he balls out like that. Eberichieze, let it all work out. Yeah, bagged a quality goal last night against Latvia. Although, was that an international game or was that game played in Hackney Marshes? Because I turned on the TV, I saw trees and a running track. I said, what's going on here? I thought Linford Christie was going to start running. I said, what kind of stadium's this? But anyway, no disrespect to Latvia, Igor Stepanov's days. But yeah, man, it was an easy victory for England. Seen a lot of people getting hyped about England this morning. England is one of them. I just don't really turn up with any expectation when I watch England play. Like, England have got the players to win the World Cup, but something just tells you, like, you may never see England win a World Cup in your entire life. I don't know what the problem is, but and do you know what? I'm not that confident that they will do that well in a World Cup in America in the summer with the heat and the humidity. I know people probably think that sounds like an excuse, but I can't see England going and playing a game in Miami in 35-degree weather and beating a French team or beating a Spain team who are just going to keep the ball. I just can't see that happening. I can't see it happening, but we'll see. Hopefully they do well. Yo, big up to Views for the raid, man. Big up to Views for the raid. Always appreciated. A lot of these raids don't show up on my screen for some reason. But yeah, man, big up to him for the raid. Much appreciated, bro. And also the final bit of news, by the way. The Reggae Boys, who we've been talking about, they had a good evening. They got back on track. 4-0 win last night against Bermuda, which everybody expected Jamaica to beat Bermuda. But what went well was Curacao drew with Trinidad, which now puts Jamaica back at the top of the group. They now need 4 points from their remaining 2 games, but they do play Trinidad away and Curacao at home, and they just lost to Curacao. However, McLaren, I don't know what the hell that guy's doing, but he's picking mad squads. So hopefully for the next games, he picks some of the stronger players, your Leon Baileys, your Damari Grays, Mikel Antonio. So 4 points, and the Reggae Boys will be back in the World Cup, but I think he'll be purely for vibes. With McLaren managing, I don't know if they're going to do that well there. But yeah, big important victory for them last night. Unreasonable said, honestly, I don't mind the forced content. Well, you know what I realised yesterday? And I looked at a lot of the comments and I thought, a lot of people were saying, listen, we don't mind if there's nothing happening news-wise. Just come on and just chat. And I thought, yeah, do you know what? We can just vibe anyway, to be honest. But yeah, big up to everyone who commented. Jag said, Gyökeres better score on the weekend. Gyökeres is... He needs something to... I mean, he has had a bad international break. He's played 2 games for Sweden. They lost both. They didn't score. Him and Isak are being massively criticised. The Swedish manager's now been sacked, Jon Dahl Tomasson. A lot of you remember him when he was a player. And they're bottom of the group and may not make the World Cup. So, yeah, Gyökeres needs something to go right for him in the next week or so. Yeah, biscuit streams, man. We can get through on the biscuit streams. R.I.P. D'Angelo, man, that's an R&B legend. Yeah, I wasn't even aware that he was unwell, man. But yeah, that was sad news, man. Very sad. Yeah, Isak missed sitters. Yeah, I saw Isak seemed to be getting more criticism than Gyökeres, but Sweden should hire Zlatan. Yeah, why not? Why not? Right, let's get into it. Let me get into these few super chat. Was Robbie jealous of Turkish's hair transplant? I said, listen, mate, we're going to do this. I'm going to have to let you go, mate. Your hair's too nice. Oh, God. Jesus. That's... Anyway, it's nice to bring some humour to a sensitive situation. Forever gone, I will say that Semenyo only leaves for Liverpool or Man United if Arsenal isn't in the race to sign him. I'm not saying we're bigger than them, but he is an Arsenal fan. You know what? I was actually going to talk about that, but it came out yesterday that Semenyo's got a £75 million release clause, and it can be activated straight away, by the way. But I like Semenyo. I wouldn't pay 75 million for him personally. I just wouldn't. I think when you get to those numbers, you can start going for your Rodrigos and those guys. But I do like Semenyo and Prem Proven, but I don't know whether that bothers me. I hear a lot of people say Prem Proven. Prem Proven doesn't bother me that much. You know, Rodri's the Ballon d'Or winner. You could argue that Haaland's the best player in the league at the moment. These guys are not Prem Proven. So, but yeah. I read that one. Lawrence said, one question. If James sees Robbie, would they say hello? Bro, do you know what? I love when people ask me these questions. You're asking the wrong person, bro. I don't know. I have no idea whether they would say hello. You know what I mean? Hello, it's me. Who sings that again? Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Adele. Yeah, I forgot. I just had the song in my head when you said, yo, big up, by the way, Loose Cannon Podcast. I came across it this morning. Turkish James Jordan, big 'em up. And you got to evolve, people, man. That's what I've spoke about it so many times, man. If something happens, you got to evolve. You can't. You go again, man. You know what I mean? The Free Ever Arsenal podcast it was. Big 'em up, man. Big them up. And I will catch up on that show when I'm in the car later on as well. That kit is a flashback. As I said, when this kit came out, I loved it, and then things went downhill. 8-2 defeat. I was in Manchester when we lost 8-2 to Man United. I wasn't actually at the ground. I had a game there, and I stayed over, and I watched the game in a bar with 90% Man United fans, and Ashley Young keeps whipping it in the top corner. I'm sitting there wearing the shirt. I was, I got slaughtered that day by Man United fans. Honestly, it was ridiculous. I was like, oh, don't worry, transfer deadline day tomorrow. We bought Mertesacker, Arteta, and Yossi Benayoun. It's like, I'm so glad I didn't have a YouTube channel them times. I would have been, they'd have deleted my channel. I'd have said crazy things. I really would have. I would have said some crazy things. Anyway, right, let's get into it. I'm looking forward to this one, and I've waffled for the first 15 minutes. Do we start with the best or the worst? Where do we start? Do we start with the best or the worst? I found a website. So there's a lot of websites where you can't even like find the old players. So I've just got to type them. What do you want, the best or the worst? Where are we starting? You want the worst, right? A lot of you, all right, you want the worst. You're only here for the controversy, aren't you? You want me to disrespect players that I'll probably see at future events. And I've already annihilated. We'll do the Florian Wirtz, people, the worst. You always got to get a little dig in on Liverpool. Right, we'll start off like this. You lot just want the slander, innit? You're only here for the slander, for the disrespect, for the, you know what I mean? All the things that are going to stop me from ever getting into any sort of Arsenal environment. You're gonna rip, yeah, that's what you're here for. The best is all calm and collective. You want me to terrorize players. Okay, Arsenal's worst 11 of the Emirates era. And I haven't planned this. I'm freestyling. I'm like Jay-Z in the booth. No lyrics, no pen, no paper. Good to see you. I can't believe you created an account and spelt my name with a K. It's a disgrace. I should give you a timeout. Are you scared about Gyökeres? I'm not, but concerned. I'm mildly concerned, people, about Gyökeres, but I'm not scared. I still believe he will score goals for us, but as many as I thought, I don't know. For me, there's only 2 contestants for this goalkeeper position. Let me just get this started, because apparently you have to click. Oh, there we go. Oh, and they've got Arsenal kits, but not the goalkeeper kit. To be fair, worst 11, you don't deserve a proper goalkeeper kit anyway. There's only 2 for me. One of them, he should be locked up in prison for crimes against goalkeepers. I find it hard to say his name. I'm not surprised he never made an international appearance for Spain. He probably cost us the Champions League final by getting beaten, not once. I mean, once you can excuse, everybody makes mistakes. But that guy got done at his near post twice in a Champions League final. I mean, and Wenger kept this guy around year after year after year. He then got done by Ronaldo from 40 yards out on a free kick. Again, at his near post. Thanks a lot. This guy should be in prison. Genuinely. Now, I'm going to be honest. The other candidate is the worst goalkeeper I've ever seen at Arsenal Football Club. Alex Runarsson. How that guy made it as a professional goalkeeper, I will never, ever know. He's the worst goalkeeper I've ever seen. He wouldn't make it in my school team. He's that bad. Honestly, he's like the kid in PE that gets picked last who you just say, go in goal, mate. Just go in goal. You're that bad. You know the chubby kid that just eats 5 packets of crisps a day at school, that's not interested in playing football, that just wants to eat some quavers. Runarsson is like that kid. Genuinely. They must have lied. He must have put a voice on the phone and said, yeah, I played at this level. He's the worst. But for the pain, I'm sorry. I'm going for Manuel. I can barely say his name, people. You guys know this. As bad as Runarsson is, no goalkeeper has ever caused me more pain as a fan. Let me zoom in. No goalkeeper has ever caused me more pain than Mr. Manuel Almunia. You, my friend, are the worst goalkeeper to ever play for this club because you cost us Champions Leagues. How Arsene Wenger stuck with this guy for so long, I will never know. Honourable mention for man like Tina Turner. What's love got to do with it? Man like Matty Turner, man. Again, I don't know how that guy made it as a goalkeeper. So, Runarsson is the worst goalkeeper I've ever seen at Arsenal. Matt Turner is a shambles of a goalkeeper as well. But Almunia, my friend, and I might even have to edit this out because I can't believe I'm saying that guy's name. You are the worst because you cost us the Champions League. Honourable mention for Norbert Neto trying to save the ball with his hands outside the penalty area. Has anybody ever seen a goalkeeper do that? I really don't know. Any honourable mentions, feel free to put them in the chat as well. No, Ospina wasn't that bad, man. He wasn't good, but he wasn't that bad compared to the Fabianski, yeah. He wasn't great, was he? Floppy hands, yeah. He was not great. Neto, yeah, man like Norbert. Norbert definitely wasn't. Leno was all right, man. Leno was all right at the time. Ramsdale was all right. He got in team of the season. Cech was an agent for Chelsea, so yeah. Right, let's crack on because I've got to get through this show. Right, let's go to right back. Let's go right back. I think if... Oh, there we go. Right, what kit are we going for the worst? Do I go for the? Oh, I feel I can't go for the Invincibles kit, and I love that blue kit. Is one of my favourite ever Arsenal kits. I'll go for the yellow one. I'll go for the yellow one. It's a bit disrespectful because that kit's all right. We are starting at right back. Oh wow. We'll go for a few names first. Hector Bellerin. In the end, he was basically a tree planter rather than a footballer. Lichtsteiner, wow, he was bad. Honestly, I think you could jog backwards quicker than Lichtsteiner could run forwards. One of the slowest players I have ever seen in my life when I saw that guy play. Cedric Suarez, released by Southampton, got a 4-year contract at Arsenal. When I say Brown, you say envelopes. Brown, I hope you're all saying envelopes. I'm sorry, for me, there is a clear and obvious winner. Because Bellerin, as bad as he was good when he first came through the system. I genuinely believe that this right back got a gold ticket out of a chocolate bar. Willy Wonka and the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I don't know how this guy made it at Arsenal. You guessed it. That is Mr. Carl Jenkinson. Come on down to the stage, my friend. You have made it into this team because you, my friend, I don't know how you played for Arsenal Football Club. I believe this guy has an England cap. I believe this guy has an England cap. Well, I saw Cedric in the petrol station. He was polite, so I'll let him off. He gets a bly. But come on down to the stage, Mr. Cole Jenkinson. Chambers was more of a centre-back who could play right back. I'll let him off. Bellerin, like I said, pre-ACL was pretty decent. Then he just turned into a tree planter. But Cole Jenkinson, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Augustus Gloop, I've got the golden ticket. If you know, you know, people. That guy was horrific. Imagine I ever see these guys on tour. How am I going to explain this? I don't know. We'll make it work somehow. Let's go to left back, people. Let's go to left back. Left back's always been a bit of a problematic area for us, hasn't it? But I don't know about anybody else. There's only one name. There's only one name for left back for me. Once again, oh, no. Yeah, you've put some other names in. But I do think there's a standout winner. Nuno Tavares. She's a runner. She's a track star. I mean, he might as well have been a 100-meter sprinter. And Kolasinac was basically a bodyguard. You know what I mean? Whitney Houston settings. But we signed another Brazilian that played like he certainly wasn't Brazilian. Come on down to the stage, Mr. Andre Santos. Why do we only sign Brazilians that don't play anything like Brazilians? They play like they're from Burnley. Andre Santos. Wow, was he bad. I remember when we signed him, I just thought, Brazilian left back, you know, you just start dreaming. Roberto Carlos, Marcelo. What the hell was this guy? This guy, the only good moment this guy had, I think he scored against Chelsea at the Bridge when Van Persie got the hat-trick, Peter Cech. I don't even understand how this guy played football. He was absolutely horrendous. We always say, oh, Zinchenko as well. Yeah, you know, the tears after getting nutmegged. We don't forget Peter Andre Santos. Whoa. We better leave it there, you know what I mean? We better leave it there. I don't want to sing the next verse, but yeah. Mysterious left back. Forget Mysterious Girl. I don't know how that guy played football for Arsenal Football Club. Calafiori looks like Roberto Carlos compared to him. You're right. You're right. Wow. Wow. Yeah, swapping shirts at half time. He was basically a football fan on the pitch. It didn't even make sense. Let's go to centre back, people. Whew. We've got a lot of candidates. We've got candidates. I have to say, people, and I'm going to say this for the sake of the community, we will not be putting Senderos in any worst 11 because he's been on the channel and I talk to him sometimes and I want to protect that that conversation that we have. So I will not be accepting Senderos slander. I don't think he makes the team anyway, to be fair. He doesn't make the team. We've had worse. Phil, if you're listening, I apologise. This is my personality. You've got to get along with it. There is candidates, people. Johan Joru. He looked a little bit like a penguin. And to be honest, he defended like a penguin at times as well. He's definitely a candidate. Please tell me these guys are never on tour because I'm in all sorts of trouble. Rob Holding. Rob Holding, I'm sorry, mate, but you were bad. You were bad. You ended up at Sheffield United and you've just plummeted. Sebastian Scalacci. How bad was Sebastian Scalacci? French centre-back. Again, you signed the worst one. There's a couple for me. Oh, Pablo Mari, even slower than Mertesacker. How bad was he? We could genuinely make a team of centre-backs. They were that bad. We're going to go. I think Mustafi's got to be in there. I think he's got to be in there. It cost £35 million. To be honest, the do-rag was the tipping point for me. The do-rag was the tipping point for me. I said, no, I'm done with this guy. I can't take this guy seriously. You're a £35 million joke. It's like pulling a cracker and Mustafi comes out. It's a joke, but this one was not funny. You're a £35 million joke. I don't care if he's a World Cup winner. He didn't hardly play, and he didn't win that playing for Arsenal. So I ain't interested in him. I'm not interested in Skodran Mustafi. He was shambolic. The second one, what you guys... I'll be honest. Do you want me to tell you who I was going to name? Mikel Silvestre. Mikel Silvestre was that player that I always used to say to Man U fans, he is a shambles. He's your worst defender. He's a joke of a footballer. And then Arsene Wenger went, I tell you what, I'll pay £7.5 million and I'll start him in the Nou Camp against Messi. Imagine me disrespecting a player year after year after year and then we sign him and play him centre-back. For me, I could not stand Silvestre from the day he signed for the football club. Couldn't stand him. Even if he played well, I'd have probably given him 4 out of 10. Rob Holding, I let him off. You cost 1.5 million. You even lost your hair playing for us. You was that stressed. I kind of just wish you all the best. But Saigon didn't play at the Emirates. Yeah, he played when Messi was flicking the ball over his head. Scalacci and Johan Joru. If anyone's ever watched Wallace and Gromit, there's a Wallace and Gromit with an evil penguin in it who's stealing the diamond. Johan Joru looks like that penguin and genuinely defended like that penguin at times as well. Wow. But Scalacci played centre-back, didn't he, in the 8-2? Guys, give me Scalacci, Johan Joru, or Silvestre. I've just got Silvestre, I've got a genuine problem with that guy. Genuine problem. Because we actually paid money for him. But Johan de Joru was dreadful as well. Absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. Who are you going for, people? Scalacci, Joru, or Silvestre? I'm Silvestre because he came from United. Go and watch Wallace and Gromit, the Penguin. That is Johan de Joru. The evil penguin. Silvestre all the way. All right, we got more. A lot of you saying Johan Joru, but more Silvestres, I would say. So we're going Mikel Silvestre. That guy was a disgrace. If he said hello to me on tour, I'd ignore him. I'd walk past him saying, nah, mate, I can't even shake your hand. You're that bad. You're that bad. Look at the state. That back five would be in a relegation battle. Genuinely. I'm not going to pick Gallas. He's a sulky crybaby, but he was a decent centre-back, I'll be honest. He just had a stinking attitude. You know, he had a stinking attitude. But he isn't the worst. But we could easily create another back four. You could easily make Bellerin, Scalacci, Johan Joru. You could comfortably name another. That back five's in a relegation battle with Burnley. Genuinely, that'd concede 3 every week. David Luiz, all right. He wasn't bad. We got him at the back end of his career. He was a good player. I'm just trying to think. How are we going to set this team up? Should we go 4-3-3 or 4-4-2? It's a lot of bad strikers. We might need 2 strikers. We'll go 4-4-2. It's a bit more old school anyway, innit? So go 4-4-2. Centre midfield, people. Centre midfield. What's going on here? Right, centre midfield. I mean, Arteta could be in with a... I know you lot are going to be... They'll be going mad in the comments. You can't stand him. You've got an agenda against him. Man said Silvestre made 40 appearances for France. I'm not interested, mate, what he did for France. What I saw for Arsenal, that guy was a shambles. I have to admit, right, yeah, Lokonga was bad. Kim Kallstrom, El Neni. Ooh. Arteta doesn't make it, right? I'll be serious. Arteta doesn't make it. He was bad, though. We sold Fabregas and signed Arteta. I was devastated. Coquelin was good until he done a backflip when Hazard... Frimpong wasn't good, but he only made like 10 appearances. I feel like if you didn't play a lot, you can't really be put in the team. Kim Kallstrom with a broken back, man. My blood clot back. He was bad. Denis Suarez. Diaby, are you mad? Diaby was an absolute baller, bro. It's only injuries finished him off. Diaby was a player. I got to put Denilson. Denilson used to go out the night before Champions League games, Funky Buddha in central London, and get drunk and then play on Wednesday. He played like he was drunk. Again, another Brazilian that didn't play like a Brazilian. I looked at him, I thought, this guy ain't Brazilian. Where's he from? That ain't a Brazilian player. He was terrible. He was terrible. There's a lot of candidates here, you know. El Neni, Denis Suarez, Coquelin. Not Coquelin. He was bad. He wasn't the worst. Denis Suarez was dreadful. Denis Suarez was dreadful. He might go on the wing. El Neni was just a water carrier, man. I'll do a lot of running. I probably wouldn't put El Neni in there, to be honest. Flamini was all right for a little bit. The drunken master, bro. He used to be in Funky Buddha drunk the night before a Champions League game. And we wonder why he played so bad. Should have put Armand Traore at left back. I think Santos worse. Zobia said El Neni. Doctor said Xhaka and Arteta, the cost and the mediocrity epitomised. Yeah. Fitz said no Arteta, no Johan. Curtis has his favourite. You wanted Johan de Joru, yeah? He could have. I had a personal issue with Silvestre. I couldn't stand the guy. Lokonga. This is the thing, innit? You've got to sort of go on how much did they cost us? How bad were they? How many games did they play? If they were bad but hardly kicked a ball, you kind of go, well, you were bad but you didn't really play. Guendouzi was all right. Guendouzi was all right. I actually think Lokonga was dreadful. They called him the new Yaya. He was bad. Ceballos, yeah. Oh, Danny Ceballos was bad. He started off good and just got progressively worse. They compared him to Fabregas. Fabio Vieira at 35 million's bad. We might squeeze him in on the wing, to be honest. Might end up with Fabio Vieira on the wing. He played on the right a lot. I'll be honest. If you wiped out that last season, I would have put Granit Xhaka in this team because he cost 35 million. He gets away with it because he had one good season for us. He was dog for 5 years, but he gets away with it. Who would you put in there, people? A lot of people saying Lokonga. I wasn't even thinking about Lokonga, to be honest. But he was bad. He was bad. I think Xhaka's last season and then going on and winning gets him away with it. But he was dreadful. Dre's saying Arteta. Arteta was bad, you know. He was bad. Ceballos is starting at Real Madrid, yeah. Oh, Willian, I forgot about him. Denis Suarez I might use on the left. Should we go with Lokonga? He was bad. He was very bad. Arteta was also injury prone. Arteta was okay. I would probably go with Lokonga, you know, because I actually think Kim Kallstrom didn't play much for us. Lokonga actually came in to like make an impact and did nothing. I feel a bit bad putting Lokonga. I feel like we've had worse than Lokonga, to be honest. What are you saying, people? Are we going with Lokonga or we go with someone else? I think we've had worse than him. I feel like we've had worse, but a lot of you are saying Sambi. Let's all do Lokonga. I'm tempted to put Granit Xhaka, I swear down. I think Granit cost us for years in this team. Glenn Helder, bit before Sambi. How many games did Sambi play for Arsenal? I feel like he didn't even play that much. Sambi Lokonga, Arsenal. Sambi Lokonga. Didn't even play much, did he? This says 32 appearances, is that right? It doesn't say how many starts. Xhaka. Frimpong didn't play enough. Fitz wants Arteta. Arteta has to be there. He was bang average, worse is I spend enough money and win ish manager put him. Oh, Mkhitaryan was bad. No, do you know what? I think we've saved him. We're gonna go Mkhitaryan. That guy, we swapped him for Alexis Sanchez. We can't let Mkhitaryan. Oh my! How have I forgotten that one? We swapped Mkhitaryan for our best player. He was absolutely awful. I actually kind of agree with that. Mkhitaryan. He was awful for Arsenal. I think that's a shout. Would you go along with that? Mkhitaryan? Or was he not that bad? I think he was terrible. Protected. Oh no, see, yo, people are calling for Arteta. Danielson and Arteta. Arteta wasn't the worst, man. He wasn't the worst. Mickey was a winger. Yeah, you're right. No, Lokonga's in there then. But I am tempted to put Granit Xhaka in there. I feel bad putting Lokonga in there though. We'll leave him there for now. Then we can adapt it. We can adapt it. If we'll have a think back to it. If it feels unfair, we could maybe go back and change it. That is a bad midfield. That is a bad midfield. I think on the right. Now you got Mkhitaryan as well. Oh, Havertz. Havertz might make this team. Song was good. Song was good, man. He had a good spell. He got the Barcelona move, man. He got the Barcelona move. Arteta was bad, though. He's definitely in with a shout. Right wing, people. Right wing in a 4-4-2. You could go Marquinhos, who was crying. You could go Raheem Sterling. You haven't seen the best of me. You could go... For me, it's got to be Willian. It's got to be Willian. Sterling hardly played. He was on loan. We signed Willian on like 200 grand a week. He left with his belly hanging out. I'm sorry. I've seen some transitions, but this guy was decent at Chelsea. He come to Arsenal and left with his belly hanging out, and then left and started playing well again at Fulham. Willian, come down to the stage, my friend. It has to be Willian on the right-hand side. It has to be. That guy was horrendous at Arsenal. The only positive thing about Willian is we signed him during lockdown. We never had to watch him play inside a stadium. He was terrible. I remember his debut away at Fulham. Was it Fulham? I think it was Fulham in the blue kit. I thought, we got a player here. No, we didn't. We had no player whatsoever. Chelsea agent came here for the bag. Simple as that. This team, I think, could get relegated, honestly. I genuinely think this team could get relegated. Left-hand side. Right. Gervinho, Mkhitaryan, Raheem Sterling. Who are we going for? Who are we going for on the left? I would probably go for Mkhitaryan because you cost us Alexis Sanchez. Sterling hardly played. Gervinho was bad though as well. Gervinho was bad. But I'm just looking at Mkhitaryan. We lost Alexis Sanchez for that guy. I'm leaning towards him. Gervinho gets away with it because he slapped Joey Barton. Well, that's always good. Nah, Dre, nah, we can't do that. Joel Campbell had a very good year at Arsenal. He was good, man. I thought Joel Campbell was all right. Fitz is desperate for Arteta in the team. He said, "I'm a top goon." Oh my days! I've got to go with Mkhitaryan, man. I loved Alexis Sanchez, man. We swapped him for you, and you was awful, absolutely awful. Honourable mention for Raheem Sterling, though. That is for sure. Honourable mention for Gervinho and Raheem Sterling. That is for damn certain. This team is so bad, by the way. This team is so bad. Strikers. Strikers. Who are we going for up front? There is some bad strikers here, man. Park Chu-young, Sanogo, Shamak, Bentner, Carlos Vela. Ali Adier. Was Ali Adier at Arsenal these times? When did Ali Adier? He didn't play that much, actually, did he? Jeremy Ali Adier. I don't know when he left. I need to check some of these when they left. When did Ali Adier leave Arsenal? Yep, he was still there. He left in 2007. I think we moved the Emirates 2006. Who would you go for here? The French postman. I'll be honest, and I don't care what anybody says. Havertz is in with a strong shout of getting in this team. When you look at the cost, I'm sorry. 65 million, 275, he's a candidate. He's on the list. But we got to look at the worst. Who are the absolute worst of the worst? Francis Jeffers wasn't there. He wasn't there for the Emirates era. He'd gone by then. He could have made it. But Havertz, he got 13 in that half a season. He might get away with it. Welbeck, nah, injuries. Injuries got the better of him. To be fair, Denis Suarez and Fabio Vieira are very lucky to not be in this team. Oh, Eddie Nketiah, Shamak, Bentner, Sanogo. I think that's got to be the absolute worst of the worst. Shamak actually scored a few goals when he joined. Didn't he break that record for 8 goals in 8 Champions League games? With the greasy hair, I thought things were going to happen for him, man. I feel like I can't put Bentner in the team because I just respect him as a character. Park Chu-young, I don't even remember him playing. Like, what did he do? What did he do? I can't even remember him playing a game for us, to be honest. Sanogo was horrific. Sanogo played like a giraffe up front. He scored a big goal for us, but I've got to put him in the team. He was so bad. Like, he's another one of them players you go, mate, are you actually a footballer or have you won a competition? I don't know how he's there. I don't know how he's there. Giroud, I mean, he's not the worst, but he cost us a lot. He cost us a hell of a lot. Lucas Perez, the Spanish Jamie Vardy, they called him. Who are we going with the second one? Shamak, Bentner, Eddie Nketiah, Lucas Perez. Who are we going for as the second striker? If you're going in terms of the worst one out of them, I mean, Shamak got worse. Eddie was terrible as well, though. Shamak, because he replaced Van Persie. Yeah, that's a good point. Look at all that hype around him as well, man. Look at all the hype around Shamak and how bad he ended up being. But Eddie was bad. But he didn't play much. That's the only thing. And we got 30 million for him. So I'm tempted to go for Shamak. I feel like Bentner's just a character, so we let him get away with it. We go with that greasy mop. We'll go with the greasy mop, Shamak. You replace Van Persie, mate. You come on. Come on. There's your team. I don't know if that team stay. You know what? For banter, right? We'll do a manager. We get Arteta in there just to wind people up and to make Fitz happy. There you go. Arteta's the gaffer. He ain't won as much trophies as Emery, and Wenger, of course, was legendary. So we put Arteta as the manager. Top Gooners, just, it's a bit of fun. Don't get carried away. Arteta as the gaffer. There you go. Does that team stay in the Premier League, people? Does that team stay up? Wow. Almunia Jenkinson, Andre Santos, Silvestre Mustafi, Mkhitaryan, Willian, Denilson Lakonga, Shamak and Sanogo. Arteta as the manager. That team's going to the championship, especially if Arteta's the manager. Yeah, yeah, Shamak scored. And listen, I could have put different names in there as well. Dennis Suarez should be in there. Um, Ceballos could be in there. Havertz, when you look at the cost, but obviously, he had a, yeah. Imagine these guys being on tour, and I got to talk to these guys after doing this to them. But yeah, it is what it is. The game is the game, people. There you go, Fitz. Arteta's the manager. Vela was the reason I became an Arsenal fan. The streets don't forget Vela. Every time it was the Carabao Cup, Vela would chip a goalkeeper. Kim Kallstrom scored a penalty in the FA Cup with a broken back. I got to respect that. Sterling, I just didn't because he didn't play that much. Mkhitaryan was a swap deal for Alexis Sanchez. He's got to, you took our best player and you turned up playing like that. Horrific. Absolutely horrific. There's a lot of honourable mentions. Rio Miyachi, you know what I mean? Lucas Perez, Eddie Nketiah, Fabio Vieira. Mikel Arteta, as a replacement for Fabregas wasn't great. Maybe there's a lot. There's a lot. But yeah, Arteta is harsh. I'm just doing it to wind people up, really. Right, so that's our worst team that we're going for. That's our worst team. We're going to do a best team now. Let me just refresh this, people. Let me just refresh this. Now we can have a slightly more positive conversation. There'll be people crying in the comments. Oh, no, Eduardo was phenomenal, bro. He was a phenomenal finisher. If it wasn't for the injury, he could have been a star. Unreasonable, great content. Can we do AFTV worst 11? Jeez. We'll leave that one. We'll leave that one. But yeah, big up to you. People are going to be rattled. How dare you put Arteta as the manager? Well, you didn't. Really, you could go. Unai didn't get enough time, did he, to build his team? Arshavin was good when he first turned up, man. Bruce Rioch was at Highbury, wasn't he? So we couldn't go for Bruce Rioch. Right, let's reload. Let's reload, people, and go again. Let me just get this one ready. We're gonna do a best Arsenal 11 now. You just know, don't you, that I'm gonna go on tour 1 year. And they have the ambassadors for the club. I think last year it was Gilberto and Theo Walcott. 1 year I'm gonna walk in the room and it'll be like Johan Joru and who else did I just name there? Like Johan Joru and Mikel Silvestre. I'm saying that people look like penguins and stuff. And I'll be like, oh, good to meet you, mate. Yeah, always been a big fan. The game's the game. It's a shameless game, people. Right, let's go into the best now. We've done the worst. Let's go for the best. Remember, this is Emirates era only, people. Emirates era only. Best Arsenal 11 Emirates era. Some of these are actually quite difficult because we haven't had that many players who are actually that great in this era. Like in some of the positions on the pitch, you're like, who do I pick in that position? I'm just checking something because sometimes I actually forget when some of these players actually left the club to know whether they fit into this. Like I'm looking at, did Lehman ended on September? Scored. Oh, he was. No, I was just checking if Jens Lehmann played at the Emirates. I was forgetting there, but he was only there for about a year. Our goalkeepers since the Emirates have stunk. Oh, man said Almunia. Yeah, man could get blocked for that. I can't lie. Lehmann returned. Yeah, David Seaman was obviously at Highbury, so he won't be here. Do you know how bad this? I don't know if this is bad or what, but it's probably our current goalkeeper. To be honest, like I'm thinking Emi Martinez, yeah, but wasn't for long. Lehman was fading when he left. And he said some mad stuff on offline, man. So Leno, check. We've had some bang average goalkeepers. Is it crazy for me to put David Raya in goal? Have we had a better goalkeeper than David Raya? Emirates era? I actually don't know. I actually don't know. Like, Czech was too slow. He wasn't good on the ball. Chesney, I didn't rate. Ospina, I didn't rate. Almunia, worst I've ever seen after Run Awesome. Jens was there until 2008. His remarkable run. He won goalkeeper of the year. 853 minutes without conceding a goal. Do we go with Jens or Rail? I think it's Rail. Honestly, he's had 2 Golden Gloves. I'm going to go with David Rail. I don't know if that's a good thing for Arsenal or a bad thing. I think that shows our level of goalkeeper's been pretty poor. I'll go with Rail. I don't know what that says about the other goalkeepers, but I think it's probably him. 2 Golden Gloves. He's going to win it this year as well. You put money on that. So yeah, man. Yo, Nathan said he met X in Jamaica yesterday. Big him up, man. Yeah, man. He came to the man's workplace. Cool yard man settings. He and Rants. Yo, big up, man. I rate that. I rate that. Big up Rants and X, man. Most of the current players, they probably will. They probably will. Lehman only not really, because he only played for a little bit at the Emirates, and we weren't doing much. You didn't rate Chesney, who was a few years 3 best keeper in the world, won best goalkeeper a few times in Italy. Shame, bro. Yeah, but the problem is, bro, I'm judging him off what he did at Arsenal. You're judging him off what he did in Italy. Ask any Arsenal fan. Chesney was not that good at Arsenal. You know what I mean? He went to Juve and did really well, but he had a great back four in front of him. So, Emmy won the FA Cup at Arsenal, man. I swear, and that's got to count for something. Raya hasn't won anything. Oh, you lot, nah, that's... And you know what? I was thinking that, but I'm just saying Raya for the longevity, man. Martinez didn't even have a season. He played half a season. Is he the best keeper? You lot are making me want to put Emmy in the team now, because I loved Emmy at Arsenal. What we saying, people? Raya, Emmy, Martinez. I just don't think Emmy played enough. I got to go Raya. I can't get caught up on the emotion. Raya's won back-to-back Golden Gloves. I got to give him his props, man. Even though I was a massive fan of Emmy. Raya's won 2 Golden Gloves. He's got to get the nod. He's got to get the nod. I think we will win trophies as well. Chesney was average at Arsenal. Yeah, man was smoking in the changing room and everything. He wasn't that good, man. Emmy let him 5 against Reading. That was harsh, though, man. He got stitched up. He was basically in the B team that was when Wenger didn't really take the Carabao Cup seriously. This is crazy, because I'm thinking, we're going to put all these OG players in. Like, let's be real. This is the current right back. It's the current right back, surely. We have not had a better right back than Jurriën Timber at the Emirates. We just haven't. We just did the worst right backs, and we have had bad right backs. Lauren, Lee Dixon, those guys didn't play there. It's Jurriën Timber. Bakary Sagna, honourable mention. I thought he was very good. He went to City. Abue started well, faded. Bellerin had a good year, faded after the injury. We've been weak at right back. We've been very, very weak. I think Sagna was probably the second best after Timber, but I would put Timber above him. So it's got to be Timber, to be honest. Lauren's better. Lauren played at Highbury, so Lauren was amazing. He was an incredible player. Abue clamped Ronaldinho in the final. He did well against him. He did. Ronaldinho was quiet in that game. Yeah, that's a very good point. But I would have to go with man like with Timber. I think he's the best one of the lot. Would you guys agree with that? I think that's pretty straightforward, to be honest. Actually, I think he's clearly the better one. So yeah, we'll go with Timber at right back. Recency bias. Who's better? Who's better? He's the best right back we've had at the Emirates. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Sagna, close second. Let's go to left back. This is difficult, by the way. We have been weak at left back. I was just thinking about this as I was doing the right backs. I was thinking, because I haven't even planned this. Who is the left back? You're looking at Tierney, Monreal, Gail Clichy, and then what? Lewis Skelly and Calafiori. I mean, that is a bad list, to be honest. Man saying Kieran Gibbs, Ashley Cole. I believe Ashley Cole had already gone. Didn't Ashley Cole leave after the Champions League? I could be wrong. I could be wrong, people. Didn't Ashley Cole leave? Yeah, '06. Yeah, he'd gone. He'd gone when we went to the Emirates, so he's not in it. He would have been. Well, did he play the first season there? 2006. 2005, 6. Number 3 shirt. I think he left the first. Did he play one season? He might have played one season, or did he leave the year we moved into the stadium? Either way, I can't remember him playing at the Emirates. He might have played a season. Forgive me if he did. I can't remember him playing. So we've been so poor at left back. Who would you go with? Clichy, Monreal, Tierney? Yeah, I thought he left the summer we moved into the Emirates. We could count on Monreal. I mean, that's a Monreal was a solid left back, but it's not. He was a Mr. Reliable, but he still wasn't that good either, Monreal. Like, you'd get a solid 6 out of 10 out of him every week, but it wasn't great. People saying Gail Clichy. I mean, Clichy got a move to Man City. Was he our best? I feel like Tierney would be in this if he'd played more for us. He just didn't play enough. Tierney was better. No one talked about Monreal. I think Tierney was better than Monreal. He just didn't play enough. But I think it's Tierney. I think it's Kieran Tierney. I mean, look, the injuries cost him, but it's Kieran Tierney, lad. It's Kieran Tierney, lad. Kieran Tierney is a better left back than Nacho Monreal every single day of the week for me. People saying Saka. I think it's Tierney. Big up Mark, who said, big up Big C, loving the show from Jersey. Who is your most underrated Arsenal player? For me, it's Podolski. Yeah, you say Podolski had a sledgehammer of a left foot, man. He had a sledgehammer of a left foot. People saying Clichy. Monreal was solid. I probably shouldn't, but I am. I'm going for Kieran Tierney. Oh, it's Kieran Tierney, lad. It's Kieran Tierney, lad. I mean, I just wasn't the biggest fan of Monreal or Clichy. They were all right, 6 out of 10s. I'm just still going. I know I shouldn't. In terms of underrated players, a player that I loved at Arsenal that is not spoken about enough. 2 players. Number one of my favourite ever Arsenal players is Nicolas Anelka. He's hardly ever mentioned on any Arsenal channel. I think it's because he played for so many other Premier League clubs, we don't actually look at him as an ex-Arsenal player. He's ex-Liverpool, ex-Chelsea, ex-Man City, ex-Bolton. He played for everyone. Nicolas Anelka, for me, is one of my favourite ever Arsenal players. The other one, and JB, you've just written his name, Samir Nasri. Again, Arsenal fans hate him, but I thought he was going to become a superstar at Arsenal. I was devastated when we lost him. I thought, this guy's going to be world class. Remember his goal against Porto? I thought Nasri was a star in the making. I really did. But Anelka, for me, most underrated. I loved him. Absolutely loved him. He was incredible. Tierney is the best left back in the Emirates era. Facts. Let's go. Right, let's go centre back. Just get him in there. Let's stop messing around. We don't need a conversation. Just put the Rolls Royce where he needs to be. Park it in the garage and keep it moving. Right. The question is, is it Gabriel? It's them two, really, isn't it? Koscielny, nah. I think it's them two. I know Sol Campbell came back. He was a bit washed up when he came back, man, to be honest. We were getting battered. So it's got to be Gabriel, and because I don't feel like that version of Sol Campbell was the real Sol Campbell. That was Paul Campbell. You know what I mean? That was someone else. That wasn't the real Sol Campbell. That was some different Campbell. So it's got to be Gabriel. It's got to be Gabriel. You think, don't you? Why didn't we ever have that as our back four? If you got a fit, firing Kieran Tierney, that back four is tremendous. Oh, did Torre leave '09? I wasn't really thinking about Colo, Colo, Torre, yeah. Why do I think Colo left before that? Let's have a look. Colo Torre went to Man City. He did, yeah, 2009. I don't think that version of Torre was better than. Was he better than Gabriel? But he was an OG. It's a serious OG. He was captain. That's kind of when we. Nah, not Vermaelen. Not Vermaelen. Not better than Gabriel. Colo was an invincible. Colo being an invincible puts a lot of pressure on me because Colo, if we're going on an individual, am I on recency bias here, people? I feel like Colo Torre was brilliant when he had Sol Campbell next to him. When he became captain and we moved into the Emirates, I just don't know if he was as good as the version of Gabriel that we're seeing now. But it's Colo and it's trophies and it's invincible. I think I'm Colo and Saliba. I feel like I'm doing Gabriel so dirty there. But post '06 Torre, I just don't think he was all that. I really don't. I don't think he was as good anyway. Colo and Saliba. Oh, what are you saying, people? Colo and I feel like Colo's best at Arsenal was with Campbell at Highbury. Once we went to the Emirates, Gallas turned up. We were shaky at the back, man. We were a bit shaky at the back. I don't think that version of Colo Torre was better than this version of Gabriel. Colo at Highbury, no doubt about it. Colo at the Emirates with Gallas. Them two would headbutt each other, man. I'm sticking with Gabby. I'm sticking with Gabby, man. Colo at Highbury, different story. I'm sticking with Big Gabby. It's not recency bias, I promise you. Colo as captain with Gallas was not the same centre back. They would headbutt each other. I'm telling you now. At Highbury with Sol Campbell, ridiculous centre back, ridiculous. So I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with it. And also when we went to the Emirates, the trophies stopped as well, and we are judging it off Emirates era, and Colo won his trophies at Highbury. He won his trophies at Highbury. I'm going off Emirates era. I think if you break it down like that, I think it does show we've had a horrendous time at the Emirates because we're picking players that haven't even achieved anything major in terms of trophies. Colo Highbury walks in. Colo Emirates, I don't think so. Leno wasn't mid, he saved us so many times. Yeah, he was decent. He just wasn't great on the ball or crosses. Wazobia said shout out to Koscielny. I liked Koscielny until he done that Bordeaux thing, man. That was a bit disrespectful, but it is what it is. And he was weak as well. Koscielny used to get bullied, man. But, man like Drogba just flick him off like a mosquito in a hotel room. Right, let's go into midfield. Oh, ay. This is tough, by the way. Let me just figure this out. What formation are we going with? I'm a man of the people. Are we 4-4-2 in or are we 4-3-3 in? Because we're going to run into some problems here. We're going to run into some problems. I would say because the game sort of changed, oh, man, I'm thinking about midfielders. I got about 4 midfielders to pick. We might need 4-3-3 because there's too many midfielders. And I need at least 3 of them in the team. We got to go 4-3-3. We got to go 4-3. Oh, no, because then the strikers. Then the strikers is a madness. Oh, God, this is tough. We'll go 4-3-3. The first one, he picks himself. There's no discussion. He's one of the best players I've ever seen play for Arsenal. Cesc Fabregas, 16 years of age, debut at Highbury, came to the Emirates, captain, carried us on his back. The guy is. I know people hate him. Oh, he went to Chelsea. Well, Wenger could have bought him back and refused to buy him. It's his fault. The guy is a special, special footballer. He's a special footballer. I don't. He's one of the best I've ever seen at Arsenal. Absolutely outrageously good. Um, and we made a massive mistake. I think it's one of Wenger's biggest mistakes not buying him back. Why he allowed him to go to Chelsea is beyond me. It's absolutely beyond me. But he walks into the team. He walks into the team. So yeah, we'll go with that. Next to him, yeah, and he's doing a great job as a manager as well. We're gonna have a problem here. We're gonna have a big problem here because Gilberto. But again, he wasn't quite the same at the Emirates. He was fading. But it's Gilberto, World Cup winner, invincible. But I had plans with this midfield. When did he leave, Gilberto? 07, 08? 08 he left. So he only played 2 years. Yeah, I feel like Gilberto's not really Emirates. Is anybody mad if you're looking at the screen in 10 seconds and you see a midfield three of Cesc Fabregas, Santi Cazorla, and Mesut Ozil? I need to know if anyone's unhappy if they're seeing that midfield on the screen. Is anybody annoyed with that midfield? Is there any arguments for Ramsey, for Wilshere, for Partey? For me, it's Fabregas, Cazorla, Ozil. Anybody? Any arguments? Declan Rice? No, not yet. Vieira didn't play at the Emirates, and Gilberto was past his best. Would you put Partey in there? Partey, Cazorla, Santi Cazorla, free kick, top corner, Hull City, and no. I'm sorry. I know we've got no defensive midfielder. We're only here for attacking, entertaining football, people. Yeah. Cazorla scored free kicks. He took corners with both feet. That guy is what I would do for Arsenal to have him in the team right now. Ramsey has to get in. Who are you putting him in over? Who are you putting Ramsey in over? That's the problem. Ramsey, for me, was a very frustrating player because every now and then he was great. But at times, he was annoying to watch. I'm picking Wilshere Ramsey next to Fabregas, says Junior. Santi Cazorla, bro. Santi all the way. Wonderful player. Ramsey doesn't make it. Ramsey had that season, didn't he, before the injury when he scored about 15 goals. He was on fire. He was on fire. But I got to put Mesut in this 10. Special player. We had him at the wrong time. We wasted him, to be honest. Do you know what I've realised now? I wish we never picked 4-3-3 because you've put me in a horrible situation. As you know, I was a lawyer of a certain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang at one time, but I've just remembered who the other striker of the Emirates era is. Oh, no. Oh, no. How am I going to get him in this team? He might not make the 11. He might not make the 11. Oh, my days. I didn't even think about this. I've only just remembered the other striker. This is a nightmare. I might have to get him in the team somewhere else. I might play him on the left. Oh, dear. How are we going to make this work? I don't even know where to start here. Do I use massive favoritism or do I play people in their natural position? Because I'm now thinking, people, is there a way we can maybe squeeze Aubameyang on the left-hand side, people, inverted, so that I can get him in the team? Right, let's just be honest here. If we're going right wing, it's going to be Saka. But Saka on the right, Sanchez on the left, Van Persie through the middle. Thierry wasn't at his best at the Emirates. He had injuries and he left quite early. But then I'm thinking, can I put Aubameyang on the left so that I can put Van Persie through the middle and then I put Sanchez on the right? Alexis, RVP, Saka. Bro, Aubameyang won as an FA Cup, man. He scored 2 goals in the final. Golden Boot winner, man. He's done. I feel like he's got to be in the team. But then I'm leaving Saka out. Oh my days. Oba doesn't make the team. I actually totally forgot about Van Persie until I just looked at the strike. I should have remembered. I put him on the thumbnail. For me, this is just for me. Saka doesn't make the 11. Golden Boot winner, FA Cup winner, possibly the best player of the Emirates era. And this guy is probably the best striker we've had since Thierry Henry in Van Persie. Like me, I'll be honest, I can live with that. But I'm a man of the people. What are you telling me in the community? Do I have to make genuine balance? And Adebayor was good as well. I think that is the team. Man are saying I quit. So what? You want Saka in the team? So you want me to drop Aubameyang for Saka? Has Saka done more as an Arsenal player than Oba? Oba won us the FA Cup, bro. Jay Dime saying Saka, Aubameyang, Alexis. No matter how... What, you saying take Van Persie out the team? Bro, that's the best striker we've had. That's the best striker who's played for Arsenal since Thierry. Saka has to miss out. Oba is a must. Oba over Saka. Bro, if you break it down and take away emotion, Oba has won us an FA Cup. Scored 2 in the semis and 2 in the final. And scored the equaliser in the Community Shield. He's won us silverware. Do we drop RVP for lack of loyalty? That's what people are saying. So what people are asking for is put Oba through the middle and put Saka on the right and put Sanchez on the left. That's what people are saying. Van Persie shouldn't be in the team through lack of loyalty. How about that? Van Persie, we just say he's a snake. And we don't even class him as an ex-Arsenal player. I would have gone with that front three that I put on screen. But Van Persie obviously should have been in the team if we're being genuinely serious. You know, he should have been in the team. That team that I put up is what I would have picked. But you guys don't want him in the team. But he would have. He would have. He was a phenomenal striker. The only thing I'll say with Van Persie, you know, he didn't do it for a long time at Arsenal. He was injury prone. He was sort of a backup with Thierry and then Adebayor. He only really had maybe 18 months where he really kicked into gear at Arsenal. But he was a fantastic player. He was a fantastic player. People saying Nasri should have been in this team. Rosicki as well. Van Persie just scored them goals. Them volleys, man. You know what I mean? Song chips it over the top. Van Persie volleys it in. He was a madman. He was an absolute crazy player. I genuinely think, and people might not agree with me, I think Saka could have been on the bench. I feel like Van Persie, Sanchez and Oba have got bigger legacies than him because of what they've won and the moments they've had. I don't think I love Saka as much as anybody, but he hasn't. He's a top player. He hasn't done that much. He hasn't scored a winner in a cup final. He hasn't scored goals that make you go, oh my. Like Van Persie scored goals. You went, oh my God, turn the TV off. Look at the Charlton goal, the volley. Look at the Everton volley. You know, he scores goals where you're like, oh my God. Oba's won us finals. Alexis is like arguably the best we've seen at the Emirates. So I get it. The loyalty factor does count. But if you're talking just pure talent, I still think it would be this. I still think it would be this. Because you're just because of what they did and the level of attacking ability and talent was phenomenal with those guys. But I get listen, I get the argument. A lot of you guys, should we put Saka at left back just to get him in the team? I left Thierry out. Thierry was injury prone. He was not quite the same. But you could argue just it's Thierry, put Thierry in there. Too emotional, Ramsey robbed. I don't think Ramsey's better than Ozil, Fabregas, or Cazorla, but yeah, listen, it's a good discussion, that's for sure. That's for sure. Coach Montero said Marino can't stop scoring. Good impact player. Yeah. White glove. Ramsey scored the most important goals. Moments, but not consistent enough for me. Dwayne said Ramsey 13-14 was special. He was. That volley against Liverpool at the Emirates. Oh, man. Omri left wing, Oba 9, Alexis on the right. Yeah, I suppose really I could have actually put Omri in here as well. He still had a couple years at the Emirates. Sanchez right wing over Saka, just take out Van Persie. Aidan said if we had a final tomorrow, which one you choosing? Yeah, exactly. I'm going with this. And AMSN, no, keep Aubameyang. Don't keep that injury-prone snake Van Persie. Keep Alexis all day. We all love Oba. Fans' favourite. Really, Omri's the one that maybe I should have been saying. Gallas, the best 10 at the Emirates era. You're getting a timeout for that as well, because that's just slander. People, big up. It's been a great show. Anyone who's watching back on playback, get in the comments. Let me know what you would change. What's your worst Emirates era 11 for Arsenal? What's your best? Which ones do you think I should have changed? Or do you agree with me? Are you in agreement? You know, sometimes people agree. I turned up in the 8-2 Arsenal Nike shirt. I won't wear it for a while now because it gives me 8-2 nightmares. But big up to everyone, people. Big up to everyone. Hit the like button and subscribe. I will be back tomorrow. Appreciate all your interaction. I'll see you all soon, people. Bless.